Peace. Damn. Happy now. And now is vibrant. We're not going too far in the future. We're not going too far in the past. Right now is vibrant. Peace and happy now, man. Them Kung Fu movies, man. Classic stuff, man. If y'all don't watch classic Kung Fu, matter of fact, because even down, like, what's first thing you say, oh, man, fighting, but nah, man, that's learning in it. That's energy. That's beautiful, you know what I'm saying? Motion, like karate, stuff like that, that deals with, peaceful energy, stuff like that. But this video not about that. Matter of fact. Crystal repertoire time. Matter of fact, wanna know what time is it? What time is it? It's crystal repertoire time. I know, man. I'm real facetious in nature, man. That's just me. Matter of fact, I think about like my older videos where I wasn't like where I was a little more stiff, like because I was just at the beginning stages and looking at where I'm at now, like where I clown so much more now. But crystal repertoire time. You know what? Just go through a few of the crystals that I may be carrying with, may be working with. Go over a few characteristics and details of some, which I try not to go too deep into the details, but because for the most part, I just want to just speak on it freestyling. But sometimes certain knowledge, especially with new stones that I may have not talked about, I like to give a little information about it. Matter of fact, got this new Optic Calcite, looking so nice. Optic Calcite, matter of fact, it diffracts things as far as when you look through it. No matter of fact, you got single refracted stones, double refracted, which most stones are double refracted, but it double refracts things that you see when you look through it. And matter of fact, it also creates a geometrical structure to things when you look at it. As far as like just for example, I wrote down this example of like the other night I was looking at the moon through the optic calcite, and then the moon appeared to me like this, where the middle part, picture the middle dot is the actual moon, and then it had six other outer reflections around it, but they were all around it in its perfect motion, just like this to form this cube shape. Matter of fact, we also know. Well, now my ink pen don't want to work good, but I was gonna draw the a Merkaba also. Cause I said also could be represented as a Merkaba, but when I looked at the moon through it, it made the moon appear as a as it had like six other outer reflections in the shape of a cube. And this stone, great energy. Matter of fact, for me, feeling from what I felt from it so far since I've been using, I really felt that high vibration of it, because it does have a high vibration. It does work with the crown chakra, and also I felt like the manifestation power from it, because it deals with manifestation, which is kind of rare for like a clear stone, except for like matter of fact quartz wouldn't be as rare as far as like quartz could help with manifestation, but most clear stones going to deal with like the highest chakras, high vibrations, and not necessarily manifestation, because when you manifest things, in essence that deals with being grounded to a certain extent. So uh, clear stones aren't normally dealing with manifestation. Matter of fact, this one that calcite brings clarity and helps you with understanding the law of attraction. So it's definitely good for that, in which that would make it good for crystal grids also, So it's also a great stone to use for crystal grids. Basically, also, which I found out because with most of my stones, they end up, I ain't gonna say picking me, but I end up coming across stones that complement the energy that I'm working on or working with at the moment, or is like when I come across certain crystals is bringing me to that next level, or something that that I'm gonna need in the future, or in the moment in essence, But say for instance, I just brought this fluorite. I don't know if I put this fluorite in my other video, but no, matter of fact, I didn't. So I just got this fluorite. Matter of fact, got some little inclusions. I said inclusions, but little deposits on it, little hematite. You know, almost look like calcium deposits. Matter of fact, and you can see another thing with fluorite. Fluorite is built in the shape of a square, so you can see it almost look like two squares, like one square trying to bust out the other square. You know, but basically with the fluorite, I just got the fluorite and then end up getting the optic calcite, not knowing about it. And optic calcite is known as the stone of the mind, and it heightens the mental discernment and analysis, and increases the memory. And matter of fact, fluorite is good for like analysis and analytical situations, and basically just being sharp with the mind. Matter of fact, I made a video a while, not that long ago, about fluorite being a good stone for students and people who are studying and things of this nature. So, no coincidence that I come up, purchase both. Really, I purchased both of them at the same time, but, not realizing that this one resonates with that same energy as fluorite, as far as with memory and analysis and discernment, as far as them with mental clarity and discernment. So it's also good for that. So you could combine it with fluorite, hematite, and pyrite if you're doing some studying and you need to, matter of fact, retain information, keep it in the memory, because matter of fact, another thing with clear stones and why they're programmable, because it has the essence of water in it, and water is programmable. Water holds vibration. That's why when we, oh, like a crystal, that just vibrated through my body, and it held the memory of that and now it's holding that high vibration. But in which another thing too, this optic calcite is programmable just like quartz. So that's a good thing also. You'd be like, hey, optic calcite, I want you to keep me feeling at ease during this next full moon. Help me to manifest it, whatever, just program with intention, talk to it, give it intention, you know, good to go. Matter of fact, it also boosts optimism and helps to clear negativity, negative energy and negative emotions, basically. So, what's another one? Oh, another new one, which this is the newer one. I got this one I had bought before this one. But picture after I got this one and I realized, I'm like, because I was trying to wonder what this one was. I'm like, man, this. And the guy told me, not gonna put people on blast or whatever, because and honestly though, with us, if you work with crystals and you work with a lot of crystals, man, some things could kind of, look somewhat similar, whatever the case may be. They had told me it was a serpentine, and I instantly, not only through visions but intuition, was like, that's not serpentine, but all right. Matter of fact, because I actually, what I've been doing lately is buying crystals that been seemingly hard to identify, so it could kind of give me like a little test and something to work with, so I could see, testing my intuition and testing my physical logical skills as far as analyzing the crystals also. But come to find out though, this was an aquamarine, just a milkier version of it, you know, but basically like the same thing. This is a raw piece. An aquamarine is basically like a blue beryl. Matter of fact, in mostly all beryl crystals is said to have like the shape or like the structure of the flower of life within its molecular structure, you know. So it gives off that loving vibration of the geometrical shape of the flower of life, you know what I'm saying, that the flower of life gives off. So that's why a lot of barrels are good to work with too. I know another one that I could just think of off the head is a marganite. Marganite is basically like a pink barrel, you know. But aquamarine, good for the throat chakra, good for getting over fears and phobias. Call it stone of courage and protection. Resonates with like dealing with water and being out on sea, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, out, you know, in the ocean, stuff like that. Matter of fact, that would make it good to resonate synergistically with Lamar and turquoise. Lamar and turquoise would be would connect synergistically with aquamarine, especially Lamar dealing with, you know, the energy of being out in the water, you know, things of that nature. It also helps with, of course, any blue stones, dealing with, you know, speaking and communicating with clarity. And of course, whenever you see like a lot of things with that bluish kind of teal, you know, color, it'll actually deal with that higher heart chakra. So, you know, right under the throat chakra, right under right over the heart, you know, it's almost like equation. Your throat plus your heart gives you your higher heart that embodies the energy of both. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, also I heard that some aquamarine comes like with more of a yellowish color, and that they are really heat treated to get this like bluish green color. So, you know, that's something to know. In fact, on this side, it seems like it got like some I don't know if that's more the natural color seem like, and then it seemed like hematite inclusions also. But aquamarine definitely a good little crystal to use, have around. In fact, as far as since I've been using it, I found that in fact, I found when I first started using this one, I had a surge in intuition. Like my intuition that kind of amplified, like, you know, tremendously. And it was intuition delivered with, you know, expressing myself pretty good whenever I'm, you know, was conversing or things of that nature. But I really, I really felt like a surge of intuitive energy. Almost gave off a vibe of feminine intuitive energy also too. Matter of fact, any other little pointers I could read from? That's basically it. Because another thing too, which you'll find a lot of crystals somewhat have some of the common things. Like when I be selling my jewelry and it be a stone where almost three stones get rid of like helps you to get rid of old habits and past things, you know, and that's almost all crystals in essence. Because even indirectly by growing spiritually, you get rid of like old habits and old things, you know what I'm saying? So even if the crystal don't specifically does that, you know, by it helping you to spiritually grow, it kind of by default gets you away from old habits and things of this nature. That's why when describing a lot of crystals, I try to find the most unique, you know, description of the crystal when I'm describing it. But at the same time, though, when I'm doing jewelry, though, I do maybe like unique but common, like something that's kind of easy for people to grasp. Like I won't be like, oh yeah, this is astral projection. Like sometimes I do, but sometimes I know that if it'll throw the person off, I don't even go that far with it. I'll speak more on whatever they could grasp. As above, so below. You know, I work with people just like how our spirit guides work with us, you know. If you're not strong enough or you're too fearful to visualize your spirit guide, then they'll talk to you through people, you know, whatever the case may be. So if you're too scared to deal with what you would feel outlandish characteristics of crystals, then I tone it down, you know what I'm saying, and tell you that it helps produce blood cells in the body, you know, give you something simple, you know, that won't scare you. But definitely the aquamarine, definitely a good stone to have. Then my new baby, Septarian. Matter of fact, I just got this one. They said it's the gift slash donation. Matter of fact, Miss Angela, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm so happy. Matter of fact, they say not one piece of Septarian is the same as far as the way it looks. And also Septarian deals with the number seven. Matter of fact, Septarian in Latin, matter of fact, Septarian is Latin for septum, which is, means seven. Matter of fact, and I just noticed something. It says something too, like because it deals with forming from a volcanic eruption and dealing with the chemical. It causes when it connects with the water from the sea. It causes some type of chemical reaction or something where it implodes inward. It says something about like shrinking on the inside, and as it shrinks, it shrinks at 7 points. Something of this nature. I'm trying to deliver it the best I can without trying to read, word for word off of the situation. But when they said that, I thought about it, and I looked at my crystal, and I'm like, wait, look like my limestone has 7 points. As I count, I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then this one don't have a limestone in it, but 7. Number 7, man. 7 chakras. Matter of fact, look, I got the book right here. Why? You're gonna get a little crystal knowledge. I try to add in and knowledge, so it's crystal repertoire, but you get some little extra knowledge with it too. But the sevens, man, the importance of the sevens. Representation of the chakras, the planets, like very, very good vibrations with the number 7. Matter of fact, that's why number 7, as you go to casino wise, like about sevens or something, like 7 considered to be a lucky number. So that's why they, 7 has that vibration, and that's why they use it. But Septarian also is a mixture of calcite, aragonite, and limestone, or in some cases, barite, if I said that right. And if it's barite, it'll be like white colored. But matter of fact, it would be like, so this would be your calcite. Matter of fact, it seems like a honey calcite or yellow calcite. And then the brownish red parts would be your aragonite. Aragonite is great for grounding and great for connection with your earth star chakra. So like your chakra that connects under your sciatic nerve under your feet, that connects you to mama matrix. That aragonite is very good for that. Matter of fact, I remember working with aragonite. Aragonite really had me like grounded and feeling good, energetic, vital, like definitely. And then the limestone would be the little, little plate looking parts, looking like a little marble, like a marble countertop almost. And before I even get into any other details about this, and this stone is extremely great for public speaking. Extremely great for public speaking. Like if anybody, matter of fact, from just any occupation where you want to speak to the public, and just in general, because we're always publicly speaking, but like for people where you're dealing with crowds, or sometimes where you're dealing with crowds and that nervousness kick in, or whatever the case may be. Like this stone, matter of fact, you could say it resonates with mostly all the chakras, basically. Matter of fact, that's why a lot of crystals that have like a combination of like 3 or 4 different crystals in it, is very useful. But it works with the solar plexus and the throat chakra, like for the most part, on a synergistic level where it combines that solar plexus energy with that throat chakra energy. Matter of fact, it would be a satellite would be a great crystal to use along with it. And matter of fact, indirectly, pyrite is satellite with pyrite in it. So So of course lapis lazuli, matter of fact, because since I've been having this Septarian, like my confidence level with speaking and climbing. Matter of fact, honestly, that's why like with my Instagram lately, I've been making a lot of videos and clowning a lot. I've been getting back in that confident, just just speaking up, and this Septarian definitely has something to do with it, man. It definitely boosts, the confidence level. Matter of fact, and yeah, they're called Septarian like Septarian nodals or nodules, nodules, but kind of nodules like a small mass or knot or little node or whatever. So basically, again, and it's all formed from like a volcanic eruption mixing with like I want to say like with the sea, in which the description that I read, it brought up like mixing with what it said, the dead, like the chemicals of the dead, sea creatures. So I'm assuming that it deals with a volcano that's close to, some water. Matter of fact, because it's also popularly found in Madagascar, which Madagascar probably was off the coast of Lemuria or Atlantis or something, because Madagascar has a unique, how can I say, repertoire of crystals that come from there. You know what I'm saying? So, but public speaking, I cannot say it enough. You like you not you're not doing if you don't have one of these or you're not aiming to get you one, then you're not trying to be the best public speaker. You're not, you know, just go home. But nah, for real though, like this is great for public speaking. As a matter of fact, great for grounding energy and and confidence within itself. So not just confidence speaking, but confidence in general. You know what I'm saying? It's great for, and it's also good. Uh, Great stone for earth connection. Matter of fact, again, because it has aragonite in it, that aragonite is what gives it that strong earthly connection. It's also good for connecting to the Devic kingdom. So dealing with the Devic kingdom, so it would be good to combine with your moss agates, your green fuchsites, your serpentines, all this. Matter of fact, I got the green fuchsite right here. Try to talk about that one in a few right quick. But yeah, connection to the Devic kingdom, shamanic energy. So basically, also is good dealing with, so say for instance, the throat chakra and the energy of the earth, combining that in essence where it would be good for group settings, like shamanic drum circles and any like chanting stuff like that. It will help amplify not only the connection of the people, you know what I'm saying, and connection to earth, but also help amplify the vibration of the drumming and the chanting, you know what I'm saying, to make the vibration of the drumming and the chanting strong. So, say, for instance, if you drumming to call up Obatala or, you know what I'm saying, Papa Legba or Shun, whatever the case may be, that if you're working with Septarian, it will help make that chanting and that drumming stronger to really bring it about, and bring that connection that you're trying to get. And then also I found a little rare description on it. It said it's a stone to like enhance privacy. Like how you enhance privacy, but basically in so many words, it dispels others' personal interest in you, and in essence of like deterring them from you. So like say for instance, you doing something or you to yourself and people might be in the general area, you would give off a vibration that would just kind of like keep people from interrupting you in essence. So guess kind of just sending out that vibration of like, I love y'all, but kind of leave me alone right now. I'm busy. So stone to enhance privacy. Matter of fact, so that would, empaths whenever we trying to, have our little alone time, whatever the case may be, you know. think about Septarian. That'll probably be a good stone for you to use dealing with, trying to get that get that privacy, enhance the privacy. Matter of fact, and so dealing with that with empath too, so it'd be good with Numite, Lapis Lazuli, Shungite, and Septarian. I mean Septarian rename Shungite, Numite, and Lapis Lazuli. Because Lapis Lazuli, as far as dealing with empaths, you want to speak out. The reason why people running over you or you feel like you're being harmed because you're sitting there being quiet and being harmed. Say something like I don't want to be around you, something, say something. Because if you don't, you're just gonna be getting crapped on by lower vibrational energy, and you're gonna just have to eat it, and you won't be able to get mad at nobody but yourself because you just sat there and watched yourself eat it. So, get you some lapis lazuli, help you speak out. A new might shungite, that grounding energy, keep you centered, keep your energy from flying out you, from being all loosey goosey everywhere. So Septarian would be good in combination with that also. I really been loving that combination. Matter of fact, got the peanut wood and the smoky quartz with me. Matter of fact, I just made a snap about that the other day, man. Great for ancestral magic or ancestral connection, like dealing with past lives, Akashic records, connection to the ancestors. Because another thing too, and I made a video about that. Sometimes we forget where you be like source everything, like source this, source that. Like, oh yeah, pray. Don't forget about your immediate ancestors who really helping you with your physical things. Because, think about it like this. Source being in your everyday life and worrying about you like that is like you worrying about one cell within your pinky toe and being like, I wonder what that cell in my pinky toe is doing. And that's a somewhat of a coast, but it ain't even the God, the universe and source is even bigger than that. That's like a small analogy, you know what I'm saying, just to allow you to grasp it a little bit. But so say for instance, as above, so below. So if you are a little particle in that toe area, you know what I'm saying, you would talk to the bigger particles in that general area. So if I was in the toe area, I talk to the whole foot and say, hey foot, could you please send this message up to source, you know what I'm saying, and see the foot as your ancestor, because it's kind of like in, correlation, or you related to the foot because that's where you at, you know what I'm saying. So that would be like your ancestors. So you want to connect with the people closest to you, you know what I'm saying, in order for them to deliver the message like a hierarchy, you know what I'm saying. So of course, yeah, you still be like, oh yeah, source, I'm grateful, this and that, because when you saying I am grateful source and you thinking source to a certain extent, you thinking yourself, you know what I'm saying, also. So but we're dealing with, manifesting things on the physical realm and things of this nature. You want to deal with your ancestors, ancestral connection. Matter of fact, I just found out too that Capricorns are known to deal with ancestral magic a lot. So it's no coincidence that I resonate, you know, with things that deal with the ancestral realm. Of course, I think these just always with me. The obsidian, man. That obsidian keep me honest, man. Make sure no little negative things creeping out on me. It helps shine the light, or if some negativity do try to come within my physical being, it'll help push it out to the light so I can see it and be like, all right, I need to get rid of that ASAP, But definitely black obsidian, I keep that one on me. And then this is like quiet as kept one of my little prized possessions. I remember working with this one right here. I remember when I was working with this one, I was in Baton Rouge, and I remember like this gave me some of the greatest well-being. This almost gave me more of a comfortable well-being than rose quartz could ever gave me, and that stood out to me. Cause I'm like rose quartz is really like when you hold rose quartz. I made a video about that, like holding your mama in your hand, like that is real soothing, you know. But like I got this ruby. It's basically ruby in fuchsite. You got your ruby, the red parts, and then green fuchsite. And then also though, it has inclusion of kyanite also. If you see the little blue part too, so it's kyanite, green fuchsite, and ruby. You know, and blue kyanite aligns all the chakras, so that's helping right there. You know, that ruby creating that fiery passion, that loving vibration, also kind of creates a vibration of abundance. You know, in fact, ruby in some cases is known as a good stone for Capricorns to work with, or anybody trying to manifest things in the physical. The green fuchsite, matter of fact, in the ruby with the fuchsite, that's gonna deal with that heart chakra energy too. But green fuchsite also good again with the Devic kingdom, like I brought up with the Septarian. So to connect with the fairies and the gnomes, you know, in fact the Twa people, you know, of Africa, that's considered their ancestral line being fairies. So, you know, that's another good one right there. Ruben Fuchsite and the old Fluorite. In fact, and again, like I said, it got the little shape to it, the square shape. It's almost like two cubes, you know. Matter of fact, when I felt it, had a little weight to it, and I'm like, oh yeah, like it just resonated with me. You know? Matter of fact, and speaking of shapes too, to go on the as above, so below aspect, to say, for instance, to try to find out more about the macrocosm. When you find out stuff about the microcosm, it gives you insight about, you know, what's outside of you and things that are bigger than you. Because think about that something as small as a molecular structure. A molecular structure, you need like a microscope that can, you know, that could really, really get inside and see. And so the fact that, you know, something that's small, you know, it's almost like what came first, the egg or the chicken, because you could say like, where's the molecular structure? The reason why the calcite is shaped like that, or is the calcite the reason why the molecular structure like that? But which, in essence, it would make more sense for, you know, the molecular structure to be the reason why the calcite shapes like that. But say, for instance, somewhere small in here, you got the little molecular structure that is shaped like a rhombus. You know, like this shape. This shape is like a rhombus. It's like a rectangle with a little slant to it, you know. So the molecular structure within it, like a rhombus, you know, as above, so below. And the microcosm is shaped like a rhombus, so that makes the bigger, you know, physical aspect of it, you know, because you also could look at the molecular structure giving off a vibration that creates a physical manifestation. So the physical manifestation of the vibration of the molecular structure, like throw your office, you know, is the shape of a rhombus and making the crystal, you know, that certain shape. So with your fluorite, and another good example is pyrite, which fluorite too is more of a like a tetrahedron type of shape, not necessarily a cube per se, but again, the molecular structure is what basically why the molecular structure makes up the shape of the physical specimen on the macrocosm level. So the microcosm within this universe, 'cause this is a universe, it's a living thing and it's a universe. So the molecular structure within this universe creates, you know, the size of it on the outer, you know. And again, though, you could also look at it, who came first, the chicken or the egg? Because two, reason why I could say you could say that, because all right, molecular structure is the reason why, you know. So say for instance, the microcosm of this is the reason why the macrocosm exists. But then on a different level, you know, with source, something that's the macrocosm is the reason why a lot of the microcosm exists. We are fractals of source, so smaller extensions of source. So, which came first, the chicken or the egg, you know what I'm saying? So, same type of thing. But, just something to look up into, man, because once you start finding out, molecular structures, things of this nature, let's say, for instance, again, molecular structure. If it's the molecular structure of pyrite, it's like a cube. It forms like a cube. Cube deals with earth energy. So, so pyrite, you know, or the molecular structure of pyrite, gives off the vibration of that earth, that earthly vibration, that earthly energy. You know. But that's basically it as far as the crystal repertoire. In fact, synergistically, I've been feeling like these work. Like out of the ones I got, matter of fact, I say, because Septarian works great with any other throat chakra stone, in which Aquamarine is a great throat chakra stone. Then this one has gluconite in it, so that's going to resonate with each other. But then you also have the fact that Septarian also resonates with the Devic kingdom. So I got the green fuchsite that also amplifies that, you know what I'm saying? And then you got the ruby, which creates a strong grounding vibration, vital root chakra vibration, and then you got the aragonite within the septarian that does the same. So they complement each other and work synergistically on that level. But that's basically it. That's my little combination. Matter of fact, sometimes, matter of fact, that's why I like, sometimes, like, some cases you like, raw stones, natural stones are good, like I like my natural stones, but sometimes, like, because it's just something about, like, moving some stones and that smooth feeling of them being tumbled, sometimes just create like a meditative feeling in your hand, if that makes sense. It's just like, ooh, feel good. I like the little ball, I don't know what they call it, that Chinese little metal balls or whatever. You just move them around in your hand, but, in fact, most of the time, if you see me, like, doing that, just moving my crystals around my hand. In fact, and two, which I probably brought that up in, and it's been a while since I probably brought this up, but like dealing with reflexology, where I remember when I first found out about reflexology and how, like, say, for instance, I'm not all the way remembering, but closely I know, like, say, for instance, the tips of your finger resonate with your crown chakra, or tip of the head, and then as you go down, it would almost go down the body. So about right here would probably be like your throat chakra, or your throat area, and then right here would probably deal with your heart area, and then right here is like your gut, stuff like that. But say, for instance, if I got a problem with my stomach or something, digestive problems, I'm gonna deal with a stone that deals with the root, sacral, or solar plexus chakras in that area. Because matter of fact, like, they deal with those organs also. And then two, I would hold my stone in the area in my hand that resonates with the reflexology behind it. So if I'm trying to, you know, got a stomach, problem or something like that, I'm gonna hold it in that stomach. The crystal that will help, I will hold it in that stomach area of my hand, let it resonate right there. And two, sometimes I hold stones on my fingertips, if I'm trying to make it resonate with the crown chakra. You know, as above, so below. You know, you have extensions of your own self on your own self. Like your hand is almost like on a reflexology level is an extension of your whole body. Your foot like that. Your face has reflexology. You know what I'm saying? It's just so much. But before I get way off the subject of crystals, and people like, oh, but no, I did mostly speak on crystals, but I don't want to like a bait switch, like I title about crystals, but I mostly talked about something else. But that's basically it. Peace. Happy now. Now is the vibe rate, the rate at which we vibe. Not going too far in the future. Not going too far in the past. Right now.